Sports, the long, hard facts have to be told. It's been a Carmelo Anthony couple of days, and it's all about talk about Melo, why he's not in the league, why he's not playing for a team, why he's better than 80% of the league, and I'm just throwing that out there. It's probably maybe 40 or 50% of the league. It's quite simple, and Carmelo, great interview with Stephen A. Smith. Watch that. Clive, NBA Priority, has some clips of him doing some work again in these local rec leagues, or playing against probably semi-pro type of guys, doing damage. As any player knows, it doesn't matter what you do in practice. Iverson was right. It doesn't matter. It's the game time that counts. It's the game time. And Carmelo, you can see the stats. You know what we about here, Off Work Sports, OWS Squad. You know what it is. It's all about the stats. And he left off, man. 2012, 2013, what was he? 35 now. You take a little 6-year break back, 7-year break back. That was his peak, that New York Knicks year of 28 points per game. It has steadily declined as expected with age. The one big thing, Carmelo, you say, why don't they have you on the squad? The one thing that can't decline is your shooting percentage, my friend. It's quite simple. Carmelo is not playing on a team because the league is running now, and they can't have a guy shoot 32% from the field. 32% from the field playing. I'll round it up because I love Carmelo. 33% from the field in 2018-19 from three-point land, making 2 of 6 shots. 33%. Carmelo efficiency is key. Free throw percentage. How about this? 68% from the free throw line. We can't be delusional here, people. We can't be delusional. He's a volume shooter. He would be great for the LA Lakers. They had a couple guys like that could. These are your wild cards. They just let Lance Stevenson's going over to China. They had Beasley. These are wild card players. Even though Michael Beasley is tremendously efficient. If Carmelo should be in the league, Michael Beasley should be in the league. But Michael Beasley, I think, did something off the court that took him out of the NBA. Hopefully he gets back in. I see him working out with Rico Hines. That said, back to Carmelo. It's all here. This is why you're not playing. I can respect the rebound percentage at 35 years old. I can respect the turnovers. Not bad, 0.8. Look at your assist numbers in those games. I mean, the silence is for real. Carmelo, this is why you're not playing. 68%. 32% from free throw line. 32% from three. 40% in your most efficient manner from a field goal percentage, which is not bad. And that's where your three-point need to be. They need to be even in that range. But not enough. Am I willing to risk not developing a young talent to bring you in for a year that I may not win a championship? I mean, there's no doubt about it. He has to look to a contender. The contenders are the only place he should be at. If it's not a contender, he should not be even looking at coming back to the NBA. It's a sad case for I think, Hall of Famer. I think he'll make it. Look at the stat line. He's averaged over 20 points throughout his career. Very solid career. He does deserve more respect. But it's been downhill. Look at his 2007-8 years. Look at the efficiency from the field goal percentage. Look at that. 47% signed. No doubt. They'll look at the stats and sign you. He was never a great three-point shooter. Had one okay year. Looks like 13 and 14. Shot 40%. What was total points per game on that year? 27. I mean, that's probably his most efficient year. It looks like that 45% from the 13-14 year, 45% from field goal range, and then 40% from three. Hey, you're signed with those numbers. That's it. That's what teams are looking for. An efficient version of that with a 12 to 13 minute playing spree per game. If you could give him that, you're signed. But right now, first 10 games, yeah, you could say he didn't have enough time to work in. He's older. But the previous year, you played 78 games. First of all, durability, clap your hands for Carmelo. Thank you. 78 games at 34 years old, 33 years old on the Thunder. Great job for you. But 40% from field goal range and 35% from three. Free throw percent of 76%. Rebound 6. Turnover 1.3. I mean, that's enough. That's enough. That was enough in 17-18. That was enough. I can't lie to you. 3.5 plus on the court. So the problem was when it really was needed in the playoffs or the chance to get into the playoffs, it didn't happen. Right? Let's look at the postseason. Let's look at the postseason. I think he has one attributable year for that. Again, playoffs, 6 games, nowhere near as efficient. 37% from the field, 21% from three. He totally disappeared for that team. OKC in the 6 games that he played. Disappeared with those percentages. Just being honest, 73% from the free throw line. How? 35-year-old player that can't run up and down the court in this running league. Giannis running up and down the court running a 4.5. How? How do you bring you back on? Okay? He has to be in the right spots. It has to be off the bench. -9. It's your stats. It's not anything to do with Carmelo Anthony. It's your stats. There's no black ball. It's your stats. If you gave, I don't want to go to Pascal Siakam. I don't want to compare those two. I'm trying to find somebody in the league. If you gave somebody else those type of opportunities to shoot 12 field goals a game, almost 6 3-pointers a game, what would they put up? Especially a young guy. Not many still have the ability to get up 18 shots in an NBA game. The plays are not even set up for him like that. That's what you have to think about. Carmelo should be back in the league. With all that being said, Carmelo should be back in the league. You know, I think with his time off, it's probably helped him. He can recover. I think we could see a 16-17 Carmelo, but obviously with less minutes, we cut that in half. Maybe a 10 to 12 point game score, 43% from the field goal line, 35% from three. If Carmelo can bring that to the table, he's an asset. Point blank, 83% from free throw line. That's the Carmelo we need. Period. Nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing more, nothing less. You get Carmelo in those ranges, off work sports, I'm telling you, he'll be back in the league. Sad time, has to do interviews and stuff to try to get some notoriety so a team can look. But it has to be team challenging. There's several teams that could possibly help them. I would even look at Brooklyn Nets and say, hey, with Durant being out, could you use a rent on Carmelo Anthony? If you're trying to do something this year, try to build that gel. Try to build the team's confidence in going into a playoff run again this year. The East is so damn weak. Brooklyn Nets, why not? You know? Do they have a spot for him? Fill in there for, cover LeVert whenever he's out. Sixers just lost Mr. Jimmy Butler. Why not? Why not on the Philadelphia 76ers? I agree, Carmelo. Why not? The fact of the matter is the West Coast teams are running up and down the court. Carmelo's not a runner. I think he should go back to his roots in the East. Even the Boston Celtics look tasty. Pair him with a little bit of Kemba Walker. I mean, this is what you got to look at. Boston, Philadelphia, Brooklyn. Those are teams contending. How about another rental? Toronto Raptors. There's several teams he can go to right now that could use him. And they're in the East. If he's focusing on West Coast teams, I think that's his problem. I think he's going to be in trouble unless it's the Blazers. Unless it's the Blazers because they lost Al-Farouq Aminu and they need another barn buster, but his minutes are going to be tremendously limited. Milwaukee Bucks, another team. Again, everything is pointing to the East for me. Carmelo probably will be signed by some of these teams if he's willing to take the lower role. All Four Sports, OWS Squad. Have a good weekend. I will be back definitely. Some fights on tonight. Some baseball. We haven't talked about it. And you know about that football. NFL's on. We got to get to it. We got to rank the teams. I'm out of here. Peace.